Hello friends, good morning. I'm Aarti. I'm going to dictate you exercise number 19 from 700 Common Words book. Please like the video, subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. 5 seconds. Start. It was a beautiful night. Although it was very warm, the air was clear and it was possible to make out the distant line of the higher land to the east. The leaves moved a little as the night air played among them, and we could hear the sounds of the movement as we walked along. The fireflies were out in their hundreds, and their lights came and went as they flew along. We could follow their course by watching the coming and the going of their little lights. When we first got out of the car and began to walk, we thought that everything was still and soundless. But as we grew used to the night, we found that all was sound and movement. Masses of little living things were on the move, and they all in turn gave voice to their desires or needs as they went on their way, perhaps looking for food, perhaps moving for no reason at all except the desire not to be still. It was dangerous, people said, to walk about after night had fallen. Animals were out under cover of the night and would not be seen until it was too late. The great water loving animals who kept in the water by day came on land at night, and with their great heavy bodies they could overturn a car. They could run too, and it would be very difficult for man or woman to move quickly enough to get out of their way once they charged. Just stories, we thought. You would not get these things happening so near to houses and a town. We said it was only a small town, but still it was a town, and one did not in these days get charged by animals in streets and among houses. But of course, we were no longer on the streets, and the lights of the nearest houses could not be seen. The only lights we saw were the little ones of the fireflies as they went on their way for purposes known only to themselves. It was the kind of night on which anything could happen, for not often in life are nights quite so perfect, quite so cut off from all that is real and earthly. We made our way little by little to the water. At last we came into the open, and there in front of us was a mighty inland sea, a piece of water 200 miles and more across. The water was still and was touched by little points of light, copied from the millions of white bodies over our heads. They looked so near in the clear night that we had the feeling that we could touch them if we sailed on the waters. If only we had a little sailing ship now. We cried, if only we could sail away, out and out, on this still beautiful water. If we sailed away now, said one, I am sure we could never come back. That water is not of this world. I am sure, and when daylight came, we should find ourselves in the great unknown. We did not really believe this, and yet it seemed possible. Anything seemed possible on such a night and in such a place. Then we heard the strangest sound, and looking in its direction, we saw our eyes now used to the blackness, great animals coming out of the water and onto the land about 200 yards away. Without speaking, we turned away, trying not to call attention to our movements when we were out of the open and among the undergrowth. Once more, we walked quickly. As we got near to the car, we said, you see, those stories are not true. The things keep near to the water. They would not come all this way. But when we reached our car, we found it on its side, and the footmarks of a large animal were clearly to be seen on the earth nearby. Stop.